All right, boys, let's have a good one, eh? Here we go.
Even at the Junior A level, referees and linesmen require supervision. On this night in Powassan, the crew of referees Stacey Jackson and Darren Long hit the ice along with linesman Kevin Connolly and Adam Morrell. The crew works an exciting game that finishes 2-1 for the visitors from Kirkland Lake. Post-game, NOJHL officiating supervisor Danny McCourt, who has worked at the NHL level as a linesman for 25 years and 14 years with the NHL officials management team, goes over the game with the crew.
Hockey game out there. I think this is as good a hockey game as we've seen all year, and it was as good officiated game as we've seen all year. There's absolutely not a lot that there is to talk about. There's always going to be something to talk about. There's always going to be something to say to help us get better. Was there any thing that happened in the game that we have to sit back and discuss after the game, or you discussed in between periods? No, I don't think so. There might have been one call, and we'll get to it as we move through. If we go to the first period, Adam, I think there was you ejected a center down at the far end early in the first period, but it was on a line change, and Darren was at center ice, and Darren had put his hand up, and then he had said to Kirkland Lake, no, come on, make your change. So we got to give him that little bit of extra time, because he allowed him to make the change. He allowed Kirkland to make the change, so the centerman got there. He made no effort not to come directly to the dot. So I know it was a little bit late, but we allow that. We're not against any of that, okay? So give them the benefit of the doubt on the face-off with the centerman also, okay? I think that your icing standards from both of you was excellent out there. That's as good as icing standard as I've seen all year from guys. When the puck was near the players and they had an opportunity to play it and they did it, you weren't afraid to wash it out, and you weren't afraid to keep the play going as much as you could. Your face-offs were good. I'd like to, on our face-offs, if you could, have a little bit of bend in your knees, okay? And try and get our puck closer to off our knee to be, so that we got a standard dropping area for all linesmen. Okay, and I think if we have a little bit of bend in our knee, number one, if we get pushed by players, we're not getting pushed over if we're bent like this, right? When we're standing up straight, it's easier for us to get knocked over if we get hit by players. Also, when our knees are bent, whenever we drop the puck and we see which direction it goes in, it takes one little C-cut, either the left or the right skate, and boom, and we're out of the face-off. We're back to the wall and the fence, and we know which way, and then we can make a decision on which way we need to go. There are times I'd like to see you stay a little bit closer to your blue line. You're going inside, but now you're going to the 10, 12 foot area inside. If you could just stop 1, 2, 3 feet inside, stop, make that call. Your signals were great, they were strong all the way through. Your ability to recognize icings and get to the benches, and that's all we need. All we need is the coaches are looking at us, and when we don't pay attention to the team that's icing the puck, they're going to dump somebody on the ice, even if it's for 10 or 15 seconds, so they can give the guys a rest. So we got to go chase the guy around and get him back to the bench and say, you know what, get back. That's all they want out of us. And they're going to do it when we don't pay attention. When you're on the opposite side of the ice, you had your hand up, you were yelling at the bench, you were pointing at the bench to them that we had a potential icing. When it didn't become icing, then down came the arms right away, and he was allowed to make his line changes. The play would come out of the end zone, you'd start to leave with the play, and then transition happened, or turnover happened in the neutral zone, and now we're racing back to our line. And how do we know when we're racing back to our line? It's because we're trying to get there and we're kind of bent over sideways trying to look at it, rather than being at our line first. Same as we say to the referees, you know what? Be the last guy leaving with the attacking team. Stay back so that you're not looking sideways, so you're not disconnecting from the play that's going up the ice, and you're already there on your line. You can always get up there. You guys are both good skaters, frontwards and backwards. You can always get up there to cover for your partner if you need to, when it's going across his line. But just make sure that we stay at our line on the thing. Stacy, I know you didn't call a penalty when the kid was laying on the puck in the boards in the second period over there inside the Kirkland bench. Yeah. And I got no problem with not calling a penalty, but talk to him. Yeah. Okay, say something to him. Just say, you know what, you got to be careful with that, because on our side where we was, he kind of did grab it a little bit and pull it underneath himself. Okay. And as I said, I got no problem with no penalty, but if we talk to these guys and let them know that we're aware of what they're doing, then we won't see them do it again. Okay? There are times when we turned around and we skated forward. When the puck was shot into the end zone, try and get as much backward skating in as we can, backing into the zone, so that we're not disconnecting and you're following one guy with the puck going behind the net, and your partner has 9 other guys on the ice that he should be watching. Keep skating backwards with a look, and it's all about awareness for us. And as long as we're looking in all the directions, like we did, I think, with all the penalty situations tonight, you guys reacted to them quick. You were good at reacting to them, and I don't think, I mean, we didn't have any complaining outside of the normal complaining that we get when somebody gets a penalty. Did they want a 5-minute penalty when we had the check at center ice? Yeah, they wanted a 5, but that's part of the game. That's part of what they're trying to do. We knew what it was, and we reacted the right way, and everybody went on after that. At the end of the game, you know what? I think they're a little upset. They took 2 penalties, but it caused possession change. He takes the skates out from underneath him and takes a possession change away from him in behind the far net. Those are strong calls to make in any hockey game, and especially in a game where we got a 1-1 or a 2-1 hockey game. I want to ask you about the hit in the first period on number 7 for Kirkland Lake, just inside the blue line on the far side over here.
Yeah.
Just tell me what you saw. And again, there's no wrong answers. We all see the game from a different sight line. Every single person in the arena sees the game from a different sight line. Nobody sees it exactly the same.
Yeah, so my sight line is he had possession of the puck, passed the puck up the boards, he knew the hit was coming, and the check was from the side is what I saw.
Okay. From where I was sitting, he got him directly in the middle of the back. Okay. And yes, he did. He turned to play the puck, no problem, had no problem with the check. And it wasn't a punishing check, like he wasn't trying to hurt him, he was just trying to finish his check. But I think it was to the middle of the back. I would have had no problem if you would have called a minor penalty for boarding on that one there. Okay. But then again, that's what has to do with our sight lines. That's what you saw from where you were. And you can live with that decision, and I can live with backing you up on anything like that. So I think in a game like this, these are little things that teams tell their players every day at practice. We don't get that opportunity. We have to do it in situations like this because you need to get time to decompress at the end of the game, but also you got to get in your cars and drive home. And that makes a big difference. I can't talk to you guys tomorrow, or we don't get a chance to get together tomorrow and do these things. We have to do them right now when the game ends. So as far as I'm concerned, you know what? That was a great hockey game, and it was a great job done by everybody.
Right on.
Good job.